Hi, it's Liz, and today I'm going to show you how to make this steampunk flower. I am into all things steampunk, and as you know, I'm into paper flowers. So I was playing around a few months ago, and I made this little doozy. I put it on my Facebook page, and people liked it, and they also liked it. And someone asked me, would I make a video and show how to make it? And so finally, yes, I'm going to do that today. So it's pretty simple, but you do need a lot of different things. The first thing that you need, of course, is paper. And I've already cut them into the circles of paper. You're going to need 2 that are 4 inches in diameter and 1 that is 3 inches in diameter. You're also going to need a gear element. I actually just have copper paper, and I punched, I have a gear punch, sprocket punch, I'm not sure what this is. So I'm going to use that. You could also do like I have for other versions of it, and cut your own gears out of paper and use those. But today I'm going to use the copper version like is in the original. You're also going to need some metallic silver cardstock. This was from a 12 by 12 piece, and I cut a 1/4 inch strip, and then I just cut that in half so I could have 2 pieces of that. You're going to need some feathers. I just have black feathers. I bought a little black feather duster from like the dollar store, and I just took the feathers off of it. You're going to need some kind of a bling. I use a pearl. And you're going to need glitter, spray glitter. You can make your own, or I'm like, I went on a spending spree right before Christmas, and I actually shelled out the money for the pre-made glitter spray, glitter mist. I don't even know what it's called. You'll need some kind of adhesive, whatever your favorite adhesive is, scissors, of course. And then I use a cuticle stick. I would never use this particular cuticle stick on my cuticles, but I use it for all my crafting things. So as you can see, it's starting to get kind of used. We'll just say used. So you're going to start with your circles. And if you've seen my paper poinsettia video, this will be very familiar to you. You want to take each circle, you're going to fold it in half, and then that half into thirds, which gives you 6. Folding it into the 6 can be a little tricky. Sometimes you have to unfold, refold. Do your best to get non-overlapping, beautiful, perfect 6. No pressure. Take scissors, and you're going to actually cut out a leaf shape, just like you did to make a poinsettia. I really dig the steampunk flower because it's like a real nice cross between the edgy and the feminine. And I sort of feel like I'm a cross between the edgy and the feminine. You know, students always say to me, how come you always wear a dress? I don't know, because I can, I guess. So do that for all 3 circles. I'm feeling a bit punchy tonight, so you have to forgive me. There is like a drone. I know like you can hear like this horrible humming drone in the background. And I do apologize. That's the fan of my laptop. My laptop seems to run rather hot. And the fan is loud. And I know my webcam has a good mic and it sort of picks it up. So I do apologize for that. But basically, if you want to watch this video, you're just going to have to suck it up. Because I'm really not going to do anything about it. Okay, so after you do that to all 3 of your circles, what you want to do is fold each leaf in half and kind of give it a really nice defined crease, because that'll help it kind of pop. Especially if you're going to use this flower for an embellishment on a scrapbook page or a card. You know, you really want it to kind of have that wow poppy factor. Gives it a little dimension. So you do that with all three, and then what you want to do is take your glitter mist, for lack of a better word, and you're going to spritz them. I used gold this time around. I think on this particular one, I used a different, I think I used a silver. Whatever you prefer, whatever kind of matches. I would have preferred like a bronze to kind of match my little medallion guy, but I don't have bronze, so I used the gold. So through the magic of television, or YouTube vision, here I already have the pieces that are all glitterified and dry. So now what you want to do is you kind of want to layer them. Now you're going to layer your flowers like this, but you need to also put in the leaves, which in my case I put feathers and then these silver cardstock strips. What I do is I just take a pencil and I wrap the cardstock strip around it to make it kind of curly. Right, so you want to do that for both. And then gluing it can be kind of a bear. I recommend hot glue. However, I didn't really want to have to deal with that on a YouTube video and deal with the drippy hot glue gun and dripping all over my desk. And so I'm kind of chintz out and use glue dots. I'm going to put a couple, just like, I think you should use a hot glue gun, but I guess we'll use the biggest one because it has more surface area. But basically what you want to do is kind of layer these things in there. As best as you can, as aesthetically as you can. Then put the other flower on top, kind of staggering it. Oops. See, that's what happens when you use a glue dot. So something like that, and then you would put the gear. So again, to save time, I'll just use my most unfavorite adhesive, which ironically I find myself using more and more of, to put the gear piece. And then I'm going to take the smaller of the flower shapes. I'm going to attach it to the gear, and then as you can see what I've done in the original, I'm going to curl the petals. So let me show you. That's where my handy dandy cuticle stick comes in, and I just kind of curl them. You don't have to curl them. I thought it kind of gave it a really nice effect because it contrasted with the spikiness of the other flower petals, and then of course you've got the juxtaposition of the feathers, and then you've got this kind of harsh metallic elements to it, and so it's a nice combination, I feel, of the soft and feminine and the hard, kind of gritty, edgy. The paper that you choose can really define this too. You know, you can use paper that have gears printed on it, or that is somewhat metallic, or so. So I think actually I'd like it to be tighter than this. So I'm going to go, we're trying to make it really tight. I don't have a die cut machine. I use punches. I have a lot of punches though. I have, I must have close to 20 punches, if not more. And I was so stoked when I found this gear one. I was like, oh my gosh, a rocket punch. And I didn't even look at the price. I just shelled out and paid for it. But I love it so much. And then I just take a bling. You could probably put something even more edgy, some kind of brass element or metal element, something like that would go pretty good. in there. And then I just kind of play with everything until I'm happy with where things are aesthetically. You know, sometimes I curl and recurl things. Like these, I would probably curl and recurl until they were as tight as I really, really wanted them to be. But basically, that's kind of the simple version of my steampunk flower. And then if you want, you can see some cards I made. That's a card I made with that same design as the original. And then I made some other cards, which I didn't think they were quite as pretty, with my own kind of homemade gear elements. But I still think they're pretty cool. When I make a gear out of paper, I also spray the glitter on that too to make it kind of shiny. Especially this particular paper is kind of bright. So I also made this pink one. I found this pretty awesome pink and black kind of ribbon. I thought went well with the silver. And then there's this one, which is similar to the ones you've seen earlier. So pretty simple. I mean, steampunk by its own nature is kind of a conglomeration of different things. So play around, you know, try to mix your edgy things with your girly things. And, you know, you always want to have some sort of a sprocket or a gear element to it. Clockworks, stuff like that, I think really works well. There you have the steampunk flower.